Hi there guys, so it's me again with another episode on the Little Mini. Without the boy today, he's at school, and just time ran away with us with other things. He went off to a party, sort of VE day sort of thing, and family dues, what have you. So I decided got to get on with this. So it's a lovely sunny Monday, very unusual for Britain, England. So what we're going to do is, as you can see, the Mini's up in the air, and I'm running her, and letting her run, let her get her to temperature, and I'll tell you why. So the Vanos solenoid I fitted, unfortunately, hasn't really done the trick. It's still running a little rough on startup. Once it's warm, runs beautifully, but yeah, getting it going is entertaining. It's fun. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to give it a full service because it obviously needs that. It's been sat, I believe, for over 6 months. So there is a worry of like stale petrol as well, but I don't think petrol's going to go off that quick. But yeah, it's definitely going to need a service. So I thought, well, what I might well do then is do an engine flush on it. So this is why I've been getting her up to temperature. So basically, to literally read off the back of the bottle here. Now I am dyslexic, so my reading might go to pot, so I do apologise now. There we go. Do not drive vehicle using STP engine flush. Ensure the oil in crankcase is up to normal level. Yes. Allow car's engine to run until it reaches normal operating temperature. Turn off engine. Add the entire bottle of STP engine flush. Treats up to 3 to 6 litres. That's got something like four-ish litres of oil. I'll check the capacity of it online in a bit. Start the engine and run at fast idle for 15 minutes. Turn off the engine and carefully drain the oil while it's still hot. Replace oil filter. Pour in a good quality oil and extra protection. And for extra protection, their treatment. So, get you to buy something else. So anyway, I just bought this. I haven't bought their treatment. I've got good quality oil for her though, which is the main thing. So she is now up to temperature, I believe. I will double check in a second. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open this up, and we'll see what it does. Some of these things you do worry. You sort of think, is this a bit of a sort of snake oil kind of thing? Is this going to make a difference? But I sort of think to myself, it has been sat around for a while. If this gives the engine a bit of a clean, we'll see. See if anything comes out of the exhaust. To be honest with you, if there's a load of sort of white smoke, blue smoke, something like that, I don't know. Maybe that gives us an indication. And then once I've done that, I'm going to do the full engine service. So I've got cabin filter, air filter, oil filter, plugs, and a new Vanos solenoid. As I said, I have fitted one, got one from eBay, and I'm just not convinced that it's working properly. So I sort of think if I put another one on, it's 30-40 quid, something like that. If it works, great. If not, then I know there's some other issue that I've got to explore. So yeah, let's whack this in the engine and see what happens. So as you probably guessed by now, I'm not someone who likes to be beaten, certainly not with a stick. But unfortunately, this car is out to beat me. So what I've discovered, whilst my gimbal is on a proper wonk, see if I can sort that out a bit. It's going to get me nuts for a second, but bear with it. There we go. There we go. So what I've discovered is whichever mechanic dealt with the oil change last put the wrong type of sump plug on it. So I can't change the oil, which means I can't do an engine flush, which means I can't start the service. So what I'm going to do is, it's going to go off to the garage anyway. So what I've decided to do is they're going to do it, put it through kind of like a test MOT. Check it for leaks. There's a slight coolant leak from somewhere, so we want to see where that's coming from, and just check it, see how it would do in an MOT. And one of the things I don't think it will pass, a good chance this is me being fussy, is these headlights. So I'm going to restore them. So whilst I can't do one job, I can do another. So I've used this kind of kit before, to be honest with you, and it's quite simple. It looks scary when you're doing it, it has to be said. Don't want to go too hard and too fast on it. But you want to keep this nice and damp, not soaking wet, but damp. The idea being to sort of grind out all the nasties. It's quite a bit of high. Oh, that was useful, wasn't it? That was good. What a great design. And you can feel it getting smoother, weirdly enough. It is scary to do this. As soon as it feels like it's grabbing a bit too much, I'll put more water on it. Seems to be the better way to do it. So that's your 800 grit. Tiny bit better, not much. Let the pad do the work. Right. God, my legs are covered in this stuff. Right, so that's one. So now, I'm going to do the next pad, which is what's 800. The finer the grit. Same again.
Something's different next to you. It's like my soul is set on fire, but oh, I'm starting to feel tired. 'Cause I can run, but I can't hide the feelings that I know I can't keep bottled up inside. And all I wanna know is, are you ready for the ride? What have I been waiting for? Oh, I can run, but I can't hide the feelings that I know.
feels really smooth. That's a good sign.
'Cause I can run, but I can't hide the feelings that I know I can't keep bottled up inside. And all I wanna know is, are you ready for the ride? What have I been waiting for? Oh, I can run, but I can't hide the feelings that I know. I can run, but I can't hide the feelings that I know I can't keep bottled up inside. And all I wanna know.
Headlight restoration kit. Got it from eBay. Not eBay, sorry, Amazon, I believe. And so you literally are supplied with an adapter to go on any drill. This is the orange bit, the yellow bit there is the adapter. That's got the polishing sponge on it now. But before that, it had these sanding discs that you can see on my trolley. And you start off with the lowest number that they provide you, and then you just get higher and higher and higher until you end up with a 3000. And then once you do the 3000, then you basically then wipe it all down, polish it off, put UV lotion on with a white pad, and it's done. And what you do is basically, what you're looking to do is every time you do a pass, every time you sort of, when you first do it, you can feel it gripping, and it feels quite, you can feel it through the drill that it's gripping. And then what you're doing is just letting it get smoother and smoother and smoother, and every time you can see me rubbing my hands over it because I can feel how smooth it's getting. And then once you've done that, you can just tell, right, yeah, we're there. Put the polishing mitt on, done, because it feels so smooth. And you just clear it away with a cloth, and you sort of think, yeah, that's going to polish up. Put the polishing sponge on, polish that through. I did through 2-3 passes of polish, and then put the UV on, and then you leave the UV to set. Ideally 24 hours, so I'm going to leave that to set now. So it's about 15 minutes before I have to collect the boy from school. So he's been doing his SATs today, bless him. So hopefully he's not been too strenuous, too stressful for him and his mates. So I'll pick him up from school, and then I'll come back here, do the other light, and then pop this down, and then, yeah, as I said, get it off to the mechanic. He can have a look, see the source of the leak, whether it's a head gasket, whether it's a water pump, could just be a water pump seal, could be something like that. But we'll see the source of the leak, get that fixed, or I'll fix it, whichever works out best way of doing it. And then yeah, we shall finish this off and get it up for sale. But I hope you've enjoyed the video so far. This one hasn't really turned out intended. As I said, I was going to do a service video, and it's turned out to be a headlight restoration video. But hey ho, that's the way it goes sometimes. I've put the oil in the back of the car for the mechanic, and I put the engine flush in the back of the car for the mechanic. So hopefully he can do that, and then I'll just bring it back and I'll clean all the change all the filters and stuff. So, you know, it'll get done. It's just not ideally as I was hoping to get it done, but the main thing is it gets done. So hopefully you'll like this video, and please remember to like and subscribe and hit the bell for the notifications. And hopefully at some point Theo will join me on a video. But if not, it'll just be me, and it'll be the experiences with my father. You can pretend I'm your dad if you like. I don't know. That's a bit weird. Maybe not. Let's not go there. That sounded better in my head than it did when it came out. But anyway, I hope to look forward to seeing you on the next one. and I will probably do some pictures of the car with both headlights done afterwards. So see you next time. Bye bye. So yes, as I said, today hasn't really gone to plan. I'm just sat outside waiting for my son now, waiting for Thea. But unfortunately, yes, the oil change and stuff hasn't gone to plan. But I did want to put this in the video. I just suddenly had a thought about it. I thought I better put this in the video. I'm really glad I checked the oil sump plug before I did an oil change, or certainly before I did an oil flush, because I don't know how good it'd be for that to be sat in the engine for a few days while you're trying to find out a way to either sort it out or send it to a garage. So I think the fact that I managed to sort of discover that I didn't have the right sump plug fitment, it should be an 8mm 8mm hex or a sort of 10-13mm socket. It's neither. It's some weird square thing that a previous mechanic's put on there, so I don't know why, but I'm sure my mechanic, he's a good bloke, he knows what he's doing, so I'm sure he can just throw it up in the air and get rid of that for me. So he's going to have it, he's going to be looking for that leak anyway. It won't be a major thing for him to just drain the oil out and put some oil in for me. So and as I said, I'm supplying it anyway, so it's just a bit frustrating, but at least we managed to restore a headlight. You know, so another job ticked off. So yeah, once the MOT is done, service is done, what have we got to do? MOT, well, finish off the other headline, MOT, service, fix the leak, whatever that may be. He's going through it as well for me, just to make sure there's nothing else that is untoward. I want it to be spot on for the next owner. So yeah, he's going to go through that and then polish up the outside, fit some new badges, refurb the wheels, clean up the inside, and then she's good to go. So not long really, just a few more episodes, I reckon, a few more weeks work, a few more episodes, and then it should be good for market. And it'll be interesting to see what happens. I'm going to put it on probably eBay with a realistic reserve, and we'll see what we get. So stay tuned.